Takeaway Chinese, where you can take some Chinese away and experience progress day by day. Takeaway Chinese, we will promise you a difference.
你好，欢迎收听随行汉语 Welcome to Takeaway Chinese. I'm Niu Honglin with Steve Hatherley in the studio. Hello, Steve.
Hello, Niu Honglin. Thanks for having me back.
Always a pleasure having you here. I like it when I always learn a little bit of something from you, about you, all the time. And today, my question is, are you a fan of music?
Oh, I love music. Maybe on 2 or 3 different occasions in my previous broadcast experiences, I hosted music shows.
Ooh.
Yeah, I at one time hosted a show that it was about rock and roll music. Then I hosted another show that was just kind of like an FM radio music show with lots of songs played. And yeah, I love music. One of the things that I loved about doing those types of shows is that when you host music shows, you have to do a lot of research about music.
Of course.
Yeah, and I remember one night my friend called me and said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Oh, I'm working." He said, "Oh, are you still at the station?" Mm-hmm. I said, "No, I'm home." He said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Oh, I'm watching a Foo Fighters documentary." That's a rock band from America. And he said, "Oh my gosh, you're not working." I said, "Well, for me, it is kind of research and work." So yeah, it's fun. I really enjoyed it. Now, musical talents, 0.
Zero?
What's less than 0? Minus 100. I've tried.
I don't believe you.
No.
You can hum when you're in the shower.
What's that got to do with musical talent? I enjoy singing when we go to the singing room. I love it, but I'm not good at it at all.
Musical instruments I've only tried to learn to play the guitar. Ooh.
I've tried on 3 separate occasions and I have failed on 3 separate occasions. I shouldn't say I failed fully because I did learn how to play one song from start to finish. It took me about maybe 2 months to learn how to play that because my teacher told me, don't just learn the notes, learn a song and you'll learn the chords in that song, and then you can apply that to your
other
next
songs.
Song. Right.
Yes.
Yeah. But because it took me so long to practice playing and singing one song, by the time I learned how to play it, I hated that song so much. I never wanted to play it again. I never wanted to hear it again. And I realized, but this is part of the process of learning to play guitar.
Yes.
And it kind of took the fun out of it for me a little bit. But that said, that was a while ago. And my wife and I were just recently talking, hey, maybe we should buy a couple of guitars and try to learn how to play together.
Oh, in that case, I have a wonderful place I can recommend you to pick your next guitar. That is a county I just visited recently. It's in Guizhou province, and that little county, it's really not a huge place. Yet in that county, you can find 1/7 of the entire world's guitar produced.
Yeah, I was watching your live stream when you were down in Guizhou, and you were there at the guitar factory.
Yes.
And that was one of the interesting things that I learned from watching your live stream was that, and I couldn't believe it, 1/7 of all the guitars in the world.
Yes.
All of the guitars in the world come from that particular place.
Yes. And to get into that conversation, before getting into that conversation, do you know how to say guitar in Chinese?
I do not.
It's quite easy. 吉他.
Jita.
It's guitar.
It sounds exactly the same.
Yes, 吉他.
Jita.
You can say 吉他. It's easier and it's more Chinese pronunciation like. So 吉他.
Jita.
吉他. We use the light tone sometimes. It depends. You still need to remember separate words and each and every different words when they're using the light tone. There's no rule for that. No general rule that you can always apply, but 吉他 is one of the examples. So 吉他.
Jita.
And that is guitar.
I have another tone question for you.
Sure.
Do we have time now? Okay. When I listen to people speak Chinese, when it's a full-on conversation and people are speaking kind of quickly, I don't notice the tones exaggerated as much as when you're learning the characters. And I wanted to know if that was just something?
No, it's not you. It's not your years. It's the real situation. You can kind of understand it as when you hear a news anchor reporting news, her tone would be much more exaggerating than people actually talking to each other. It's the same thing here in China, if not even more severe.
Okay.
I think the previous generation or anchors for the previous generation would have something we call 播音腔. So 腔 is like a style or tone, and 播音 is broadcasting. So they have their broadcasting style.
Okay, yeah.
Quite distinctive, easy to recognize, and they would pronounce all of the Chinese characters perfectly. Yet, those would be closer to the ways that you learn to speak or the teachers teach. But the idea is that we want everybody to be able to know how to pronounce each and every character correctly. Yet in daily conversation, the general principle would be the easier the better. Easier being you do not need to
fully enunciate the tone.
Yes.
I understand. Okay, that's good because that's what I was picking up on, and I didn't know if that was just me or if that's the way it was.
That's the way it is. So, 吉他. Light tone. Easier to pronounce, easier to remember. And that is the theme of today's Takeaway Chinese. For our dear listeners, if you're interested in Chinese culture and you want to get a grip on the Chinese language, then this is the show for you. Stick with us for 30 minutes and you soon see the rewards. And for more fun Chinese learning, follow our Facebook page, Learn Chinese, to watch many fun videos and live streams. But now, let's provide you with some free Chinese to take away. So, besides guitar, another key word about music would be music. And music in Chinese is 音乐.
Oh, that's a little tougher than jita.
音乐.
音乐.
Yes, perfect. So, when it comes to different sounds, there are different Chinese characters for the name or the translation for sound. Technically speaking, when we say sound, we say 声音 in Chinese.
声音.
Both 声 and 音 carry the meaning of sound. People have different understandings about the origins of these characters. Some people believe 声 is merely the sound. It can be a sound generated by two things clashing on each other, bumping into each other. Whereas 音 would be a bit more rhythmic. So a rhythmic sound would be a yin, whereas 声 is only the sound.
Okay.
And when it comes to 乐 is the sound that comes together and they have a relationship among each other. So 声 and yin would be the sounds, 乐 would be the music, and 音乐. We talked about this. Chinese people like two-syllable words. So 音乐, music, is an official way of saying music in Chinese.
Okay, got it. And this refers to any type of music.
Any type of music. 音乐.
音乐.
For example, you can say 你喜欢什么音乐? What type of music would you enjoy? Do you like? 你喜欢 like 什么 what 类型 type the apostrophe s 音乐 music. What type of music do you like? 你喜欢什么类型的音乐？
你喜欢什么类型的音乐? Okay, now that I totally ignored the tones there.
But I think I can still understand you.
Really? Okay, can you do it one more time for me and then I'll try to be more accurate with the tones.
你喜欢什么类型的音乐？
你喜欢什么类型的音乐?
Better. Not 100% accurate, but better.
Thank
Good
you.
job. Yes.
Because Chinese is it's a yin-yue language.
It has tones for sure. And when we talk about 吉他, guitars, definitely you can also ask, 你会弹吉他吗？
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 Can you play the guitar?
Can you play the guitar? And for you, you can answer the question with
Okay, now teach me how to say my fingers are too short and fat.
No, what I'm going to teach you is I have learned, and that is 我学过.
Okay, I have learned is 我学
过.
我学 is I have.
No, 我学 is I learn.
Oh, 我学 is I learned.
Because 学 is learn. 学习 would be learning or studying. And 过 means this action has passed. So for this particular case, 我学过吉他, it means I have learned it. Whether or not I still know how to play, if I'm a really good guitar player, I don't know, but I have learned it.
Okay, so there's no other implication necessarily other than the fact I'm answering your question. You asked me, have you done this? And I say, yes, I have.
Yes, and if I'm really good, I would say 我会弹吉他. I know how to play guitar.
Right, yeah.
Yes.
The same rule applies in English. I have a question about 你会弹. Can you?
Can you play, to be more precise, because 弹 carries the meaning of play.
Oh, okay. So 你会 is just can you.
Can you?
Okay, so 你会, that can you, is that asking about ability or like a request or both? Because in English, can you play the guitar and can you help me? It's still can you, but it's two totally different things.
Same here in Chinese. 你会来吗? Will you come?
Uh-huh.
天会下雨吗? Will it rain?
Will it rain?
Will it rain? 我会弹吉他. I know how to play guitar. You use 会. 会 is a complicated character. We've explained 会, I think, couple or even more than 100 episodes ago. But 会is a kind of word you can find in the Chinese language that can be used in a lot of different occasions.
Okay. Understood. Thank you.
Of course. And for 吉他, there are different types of guitar. So which was the one that you learned? You learned acoustic guitar?
Acoustic, yeah. In my guitar fantasy, I had, and by the way, I bought 3 different guitars.
Oh, 3 different guitars.
Yeah, and I put them on display in my living room. And
here in Beijing?
No, in my house in Seoul. Because I look at guitars like they are pieces of art, honestly. So they are aesthetically pleasing to me. Now, usually when somebody has 3 guitars in their living room, it would imply they know how to use them. And
Not necessarily.
I thought that I would, but I just didn't. But yeah, I learned only on acoustic, My dream was to have like an amplifier and an electric guitar and have like my own little like man cave studio somehow. Just a stupid like fantasy in my head.
No, it's a very common fantasy for a lot of boys.
Yeah, it never happened though, so...
No worries. Now at least you would know how to say those different types of guitars in Chinese. Let's start with the easy one. Classic guitars. 古典吉他.
古典吉他.
古典 is classic.
Okay.
For instance, if we're talking about 古典音乐, we're talking about classic music. So 古典. And also 古典文学, classic literature. Same thing.
Okay. 古典吉他.
古典吉他.
By that, you're referring to an acoustic guitar?
I'm referring to classic guitar, the ones with the...
More strings, I think they have?
No, they have nylon strings. And then you also have the steel string guitar, the one that you play and sing along with kind of guitar. That one is a little bit complicated because in English, you're talking about the material used in the string. Yet in Chinese, we call it 民谣吉他.
民谣吉他.
Yes, 民 is people, 谣 is ballad. So 民谣 is folk song.
Okay, folk song guitar.
Folk song guitar. The difference here is that, of course, when you're using a acoustic guitar or a steel string guitar, you can still play the rhymes, still play the melody, the music. Yet, you always or you definitely still have the choice of sing along when you're playing the chords. Whereas for 古典吉他, the classic guitar, mostly is for the melody.
I see.
So that's the difference. So 古典吉他 would be classic guitar. 民谣吉他 would be steel string guitar or acoustic guitar. And then we have 电吉他.
电吉他.
Electric guitar. 电 is
Is
electricity, electric. The reason in Chinese acoustic guitars are 民谣吉他 is that I think the popularization of acoustic guitars in China is at the same stage with the popularization with 校园民谣 in Chinese. That's the kind of folk ballads, but specifically in campus.
Yeah. So really popular on college campuses for that. I don't know if you'd call it a genre of music, but yeah, I guess the closest description in English would be a folk ballad.
Yes.
These kind of really emotional, pretty sounding songs on an acoustic guitar.
Yes. 校园民谣. I can definitely still remember the coolest guy in the campus who can play a little bit guitar and don't really want to talk to girls, only in his music world.
He wanted to talk to girls. Don't be mistaken. That's why every young man who learns to play the guitar learns to play the guitar. I'm teasing, kind of.
Yeah. That being said, we know that the strings are very important to guitars. The material of strings, we talked about nylon strings belong to classic guitar, and string in Chinese is xian.
Xian.
Yes, it's easy, right? String, xian.
Xian.
And the string on all of the instruments, not only guitar, but also violin or bass, would all be xian. Easy to remember. And besides xian, when we learn acoustic guitars, you want to sing along with it. So instead of playing the melody, you're playing the chords. And chords in Chinese is 和弦.
和弦.
和弦 means putting different strings together. It makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Putting them together. Together string. 和弦.
和弦.
Yes, it's that easy. Now you have the basic knowledge about the different, terms about guitars.
You didn't answer your own question, though. 你会弹吉他吗?
我也学过. I have also learned a little guitar.
But I learned that 我学过吉他 means, yep, but it doesn't imply that you still play or
I
that...
don't
okay.
No, I don't play. I can't.
So there you go. That's a good tip if you're a student of Chinese language, which you are if you're listening to this. If someone answers 我学过, it doesn't mean anything other than, yup.
I have spent a little bit of my time learning it.
It's difficult, isn't it?
It is difficult.
It hurts your fingers in the beginning, your fingertips, because you have to press down really hard on the guitar strings.
Yes, and you cannot touch other strings.
Yes,
it will affect the sound of it.
Very challenging.
Yes, but I have never seen so many very expensive guitars at only 2 days before the business trip in my life. I went to the place and I got to see all the different types of guitars. And, one key word I had about that business trip is a Chinese idiom. I keep on thinking about it the entire journey. And the idiom is 精益求精.
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 Jing.
Yes.
精益求精.
Yes. 精 means perfect or perfection or really, really good, excellency. 益 means more.
Okay.
求 means pursue. And 精 means good or perfection. So it's already really good, but you continue to want it to be even better. It's already the next to perfection, but you still want it to improve.
精益求精.
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 The reason I'm thinking about this Chinese idiom all the time when I was there was that the kind of dedication people, when I say people, I mean the masters, the craftsmen, the luthiers, they put in manufacturing a guitar, but also developing a better guitar. I mean, it can be bettered in different ways. It can be cheaper with the same quality. It can be with a customized style for different players. It can be using different materials as decoration, yet do not affect the sound of the guitar. It can be innovative, better technology applied on the guitar. It's so many different areas, so many different aspects are being improved being studied and being researched in that little county in Guizhou. It was so fun.
That applies, I think, to a lot of different things, right? If you want to buy something really top-end, a top-end guitar will cost you a lot of money. But if you're a new student, then you can buy a new guitar for a pretty good price, I would say. Is it going to be the best sounding guitar in the world? Probably not, but it's your tool to learn how to play. So it's nice that there are cheaper options out there for people who are looking to learn for the first time.
Yes, and in Zheng'an County, when it comes to the manufacturing of guitars, there are definitely different types. I think that little county started with being the manufacturing factories, the manufacturing companies for the high-end, world-renowned guitars with different brands. They have to have the ability to produce the guitar up to the standards, yet they didn't used to have their own brands. So they have really good skills, but they do not own the IP right, basically. And also they didn't have that much of the researching ability. So it's hard for them to make adjustments to the guitars that they're producing. But the situation quickly changed. Different companies started to develop their own brands. And the brands they develop is a name they make on the international stage for sure. They produce high quality guitars and they make sure customers enjoy their product, and that's how they make their name recognized and accepted on the world stage for sure. But that is only the first step. They would also develop, like we've already discussed, different material in the string, and they try to find material that is environmentally friendly, that is cheaper, novel, interesting in different ways. For instance, I've seen a guitar made out of bamboo.
Oh, how would that change the sound, I wonder?
They want to make sure that by changing the material of the case, they do not change the sound of the guitar. The catch is to make sure the standard is still very high. And it's not only about the relatively higher pitched sounds, but also the lower pitched ones and also in the middle. So, you know, guitar has 6 strings, and for each and every string, when you play them together, when you struck on them, when you use a pick or not, the sound quality is supposed to be stayed on the same standards.
Okay.
But they also want to change the material of the guitar. They want to change the decoration, the embedded parts of the guitar. And they also want to incorporate, this is quite cute, on that bamboo guitar, you can choose to have a little logo of a panda stick on it. And on another very beautiful guitar that is decorated with silver, we mentioned this the previous time, that silver is very important to people living in Guizhou. It's related to a local intangible cultural heritage item. And by embedding silver decorations on a guitar, you would definitely change the weight of the guitar, change the density of that part of the guitar. But they managed to do that without changing the quality, the sound of the guitar.
You really became a guitar expert on your trip. That you should start a guitar podcast.
I should. Guitars are really fun, but what's more interesting, what's got my attention was, again, the dedication of the people in the industry.
精益求精.
精益求精. So, at the end of today's Takeaway Chinese, I'd like to share a moment we recorded during our visit to a guitar factory. And let's take a listen and enjoy the beauty of guitars. And that brings us to the end of today's Takeaway Chinese. I'm Niu Honglin with Steve here in the studio. For more episodes of the show, you can visit our website at radio.cgtn.com and go to the column Podcast. You can also listen to the show and read the script there. Find us wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Just search for Takeaway Chinese. Don't forget to leave your questions, comments, and ratings. 感谢收听，我们下次再见。
Thanks so much. See you next time.